Hi there, dear guys and girls. Thank you again for watching. I wanted to just make a quick video today on a question or several questions that keep coming up when you send me emails. Thank you for all your emails, by the way. And the two questions that I see coming back in most emails are: why do I find it so difficult to leave the relationship with the narcissist or the toxic person? And what can I do when breaking away? How can I maintain no contact? To just answer those questions, why do I find it so difficult to leave? You must remember that from our upbringing, from whether we were raised in dysfunctional homes or not, it is the conditioning of the codependent. If you are a codependent or an empath, which in most cases you are, and that is why there is such a great attraction between us and the narcissist, is because we have been conditioned to give our abuser the benefit of the doubt. So when you know in your gut feeling, you know within yourself that you are being abused physically and emotionally, there is another part of our brain, this is our conditioning, that makes us believe that we need to give the abuser the benefit of the doubt. We need to make excuses for them. We need to think about what they went through as children, that they too came from dysfunctional homes, which is true. You know, this is true for the narcissist and for the codependent or empath, is that we both have the same childhood wounds. But there comes a point where you are able to think for yourself logically and know that what you do is wrong, right or wrong. You have the capability of differentiating those two. What the codependent or empath will do is that they will be able to apply introspection. As I've said so many times before, we are able, it costs us a lot of trouble, we have a lot of difficulty doing this, but we are ultimately capable of going inside, healing those wounds, finding out where those wounds are, where their birthing ground was in childhood, and we are able to look at them to find our answers in that and to heal from that, so that we do not keep repeating the same patterns, so that we do not pass these patterns on to generations to come. So that is what the codependent is capable of doing. The narcissist, on the other hand, who also comes from a dysfunctional home, from being mistreated as a child, they have the same deep wounds. Only with the narcissist, this is a coping mechanism to the target. When they target, I don't want to say victims, when they target the survivors of narcissistic abuse, it is to boost their own ego, to make themselves feel better about themselves, and they use other people. They put other people down. They manipulate, they gaslight, they do all this terrible emotional and physical abuse to someone else in order to make themselves feel better. So where we have, we have the same sort of conditioning, the narcissist and the codependent, but we respond to that conditioning in two totally different ways. So that is the reason that you find it so difficult to leave abusive relationships, where you know that something is wrong, you realize that you are tolerating too much bullshit, you really are, but you cannot break away from that because you feel that you have to make excuses for the other person. You have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You have to cater to their every whim, to their every need. So this is why you have such a difficult time breaking away. And as soon as the cobwebs, I wrote a quote on this on my Instagram this morning. As soon as the cobwebs fall away from our eyes, then we can see the intensity of the bullshit that we have tolerated for all of this time. And when you see that, when the cobwebs have fallen, when that veil has fallen, when the fog, when the fog has lifted, then there is no way you can go back to the way you were, because you are now aware, you are now conscious of what you have subjected yourself to. And from there, you can continue to move forward. Does it cost a lot of energy? Yes, it does. It is extremely difficult for a codependent or an empath to break contact. You know, this was my experience as well, where so many times I wanted to walk away from the abusive relationships I was in, but I didn't have the courage. I kept on making excuses. I kept on giving the abuser the benefit of the doubt. And it took me a long period of time to break free from that. But once I had broken free, I had to literally, especially the first couple of months, I had to force myself to not get back in touch. Because that is why we are called codependents, because we are dependent on the other to also make us feel good. We are longing for that validation from the abuser. We are longing to be seen. We are longing to be understood. So how do you move on? How do you maintain no contact? That is by applying the introspection, on loving yourself, respecting yourself, no longer allowing that fog to settle over your eyes again and tolerate this level of abuse. That is not right. So I hope this makes it clear why we stay in these relationships and why we find it so difficult to maintain no contact. But believe me, when you have maintained that no contact for a period of time, for a couple of months, it will get easier over time. This is what I meant when I've said several times that you become indifferent, and indifferent towards the abuser, but you put yourself first. You honor your emotions, you honor your feelings, you honor what you are going through. And that is the way it will become easier for you to stay away from abusive relationships. So the second question was, what can I do when coming out of the relationship? And what also kept coming up is how can I, with the smear campaigning. The smear campaigning, there is a lot of stuff that you can do. You know, I've said this as well in previous videos. Document everything, whether that is those are messages that you receive on your phone, whether they are emails, this is all stuff that you can document and just make a folder of this. This is your evidence that you can maybe, that might come in useful at a later date. Save every bit of evidence, especially those of you who are involved with narcissists, you have children with them. When there is a tug of war in the court system, where you are now fighting to gain custody of your children, for example, then you need to document everything. You know, whether that is your spouse or your partner who is just going totally off the handle, who is verbally abusing you, if you have the chance, record that on your phone. You know, I think we all have these recording systems where you can just press a button and record the abuse that has been inflicted on you. Because the thing is, you know the truth, you tell the truth. The toxic person in your life twists the truth. So you need to have the evidence to prove your truth. So this is one way of doing it. Document everything, every email, every snide remark if you can, everything that you can get on audio. And another thing which I also had or have on my phone is there's an app that you can download, and I know the app that I have is called Record My Call. So this app will allow you, whenever you are phoned, it will automatically record every single phone conversation, and after that you can go through the conversations and delete what you don't want anymore. But it is a great app for recording the level of abuse, that verbal abuse that you have endured. So that is hard evidence. So, you know, that's just a tip. I think, especially if you are still in this tug of war with the narcissist, if you're still in relationship with them and you're wanting to get out, make a recording of every single thing. Document everything. So that is what you can do, with regards to the question, what can I do when going through the legal system? It is very important to document everything. So I hope that is helpful today, and I just want to thank you all again for all the emails you've sent, for all of you who have had the confidence in me and in my company to help you through your journey of healing. I'm honored to be able to help you through that. So thank you all once again. Take care of yourselves for today. Have a great day, and speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.